again, and welcome to another craft video with me, Ruth Hamilton. This is number 3 in my back to basics, sort of making cards with starting off with a square card series. And it's ages since I've actually made a video on this series because I've just got so caught up with some other work that I was on, and hopefully I'll be able to share that with you soon. But sorry, I did mean to get back sooner with this, but I'm sure I can just pick up where I left off now. I've started back with the square card again, and you can see video 1 and 2 if you look back in the playlist there. I'll add the link below just in case. But here we are now, and today I'm just going to do 3 little easel cards starting with a square card. So we've started with, again, back to the little templates. There's the square card. Score the front in half and then fold it up, and you've got a little easel card like so, where you can add a die cut on here, put a little stopper on the bottom. That's like this one. I'll just show you an example I've already made. So we started with a 6x6 square card here, and then folded in half, embellished it, and put the stopper on, which is just similar to this one. And there you are. There's the lovely card. So it can be quite plain, or it can be very ornate. I actually really like these cards because they sit up beautifully on the mantelpiece or wherever someone likes to display them. So that's the basic easel. Then we can take that one a little bit further, and you can take your craft knife and cut out a piece down the centre, and then add another little piece in to hold the two together and hold them up like so. And I should have one similar. I actually don't, but I've got one where I've done the opposite here. So I've actually removed this piece and left the centre piece in, and here we are. So that's another little slant on the easel card there. So don't forget about that shape. Don't forget you can trim off different widths of pieces here, add any size of stopper at the bottom. This doesn't have to be in the centre, and it's just a really nice way of jazzing up a rather plain card. This is another one where I have made the easel card, but instead of folding the front of it in half, I've just folded part of it over here, just a few centimetres. That's probably 1, 2, 3, 4 possibly. And then I've added a little wooden frame on here, so the easel sits up like this, and you can see how that looks from the side. So it doesn't necessarily have to be in half here like the others. And then my last one just for this little video is the one where it comes up at the side, a sort of twisted easel. So instead of folding the card across the centre here, you fold it from point to point, fold it in half like a triangle, and you can leave that whatever way you like on the front, but I've actually put a square die shape on that one. But at the back there you can see it's a twisted easel. So I'm going to go ahead and make one here and just show you this shape. So I've got a card already cut and scored. So if this is your card facing up this way, you want to score it from this corner to the top corner here on the right, bottom left to top right, and then fold that over and make sure you burnish that down well. So there we are, just like that. And then the card will sit up like this. So I have got a piece of card here which I've just cut inside to fit inside here, because when this card sits up you're going to see quite a bit of this area, so you want to cover that with some nice card. This is all from the Secret Garden collection by Trimcraft. It's a Dovecraft collection, and I'm just going to add a little glue around the outside here and pop that on. Now, as you can see, it doesn't take too much glue because too much would make the card warp, so just keep it to the minimum, and there you are. Now, I haven't just got that quite centered, so just as well I was using glue and not tape, because you have a little bit of maneuverability there. So that's it in place. Whoops, there we are. That's it. Now I have taken a piece of square paper, The card itself is 14 3/4 centimeters square. So I've cut a square of this paper here, and it was 14 1/4 centimeters square, and I've cut it diagonally across here, and that's going to go on there and just leave a tiny little border around. And then I've picked this lovely paper and I've cut it at 13 3/4 centimeters square. Now, if this is going to go on, because this has got a directional pattern on it, you just want to make sure that you remember that whenever you're having the card open and put the paper, they cut it accordingly so that the pattern's going to be the right way up. And now I'm just going to layer this one on top of the other one and add it to the front of the card. So there we are, and this matches perfectly here. Now, you will need a little stopper here, because obviously if you open the card up and leave it sitting, it just drops down. So I've taken one of these little Simply Creative sentiment toppers here, and just open the card up and place that wherever you think it should sit. So I'm just going to remove the backing of the dimensional foam at the back here and put that on. I've actually added an extra piece of dimensional foam on just to keep it balanced, so we'll just pop that on there, and that holds the card open. I think that's really nice. It's just a little different shape, so rather than cover up the whole triangular bit of it, which I've done in that one with the shoe on, I've taken one of these little frames from the same set, and I've cut out a bird from the 8x8 paper pad, and I'm just going to glue that onto the back here, and just add a little bit of the glue on there, pop that on, like so, and then I'm going to add that onto the front of the card just so that it sits up. Now ideally, whenever you're doing this, you want to just remember which corner. Sometimes I put the glue on the wrong corner, but there we are, corner to corner, and then you can set it down flat so that it doesn't slide. Now just remember when you're doing that you don't want the glue on the upper part of the card, because obviously you want that to be free whenever you stand the card up, and you don't want this part to be any bigger so that it doesn't sit up outside the outside of the card, because then it won't fit into your envelope. So I'm just going to set that down to dry, and while it does, I'll add some little embellishments onto it. So I've got a lovely little flower there, and just glue that on here, and this little one, I actually think I'll remove that little gem and put this little one inside. So there we are. And that's a very basic card, but then you can add all sorts of embellishments, different things around here, more gems or whatever on it, but that's the basic shape and how to make that size of it, that type of an easel card. So I hope you like that one, and then I'll come back with one of these other ones in a moment or two. For the second card, I have taken a 6x6 square card again, and this time it's a patterned card, it's a nice spotty card. I kind of like this one, and I added a few more bits and pieces onto it, so I thought, seeing I had only a few pieces of this paper and a couple of embellishments left, that I'd just go ahead and use the same one for this one, so hence another lilac card. So I've turned it over, I folded across, scored and folded this across in half, so that this is 7.5 centimeters from the edge is where this was, and then I took my craft knife and I measured in 5 centimeters from each side, top and bottom, and then just removed that piece out of the center, and I kept that piece because that's going to come in very handy. So that's the piece that was in there. Now what I've done is create the basis of an easel card, which will now look like this. So that's another nice little shape. So what I've done is cut this piece of card here, paper sorry, to measure and to fit on the inside, and I'm just going to glue that into place, I've written the measurement on the back, so to remind me to tell you, that is 14 3/4 centimetres square, and that's some glue. Just remember, if it's a directional pattern, to make sure that it's facing down this way, because this will be the front of the card. Now, on the piece that came off at the bottom there, out from the centre, I've added dimensional foam tape on the back and double-sided tape on one side, so maybe you could see it that way, yeah. So it's going to be dimensional here and flat here, and that's the way I like to do a stopper for an easel card, because it just gives it a little bit of dimension at one end to become a stopper, but at the other end it sits flat. And I am going to pop that on there, like so. So this is the piece that sits up, and this is the part with the double-sided flat tape. And as you can see, these two pieces now will sit in behind, like so, because this now acts as the stopper. So I've taken a piece of this lovely patterned paper. This is from the same set, and this one is 14 3/4 wide by 4 3/4 deep, and I'm going to glue that onto the stopper, and I'm going to use some of the same paper to decorate the these two little easel parts. Now, you know that I always like to add layers to my cards, usually because it just sets off the background piece. Whenever you're using a pattern card like this, that saves you that one extra layer. So there we are. So we'll open that out, and these two pieces then match that, and they are 4 1/4 by 7 centimetres long, and I'm just going to pop those on there. Now, obviously you can go as crazy as you like and add as much decoration and as many embellishments as you like, but I'm just giving you the idea so that you can use this idea on whatever you've got at home there and add all sorts of embellishments, glitter, glitter glue, whatever. But that's, oh, it actually looks like braces or something, doesn't it? Dungarees and braces. There we are, that's that. Now, I have got this little, I have one of these left as well, so I'm just going to add a little bit of glue down each side and pop that on there, and that will sit up nicely. So I'll show you that in just a moment. So that's the bones of another different style of easel card. There you are. And then I'll possibly add a few more embellishments onto that, and then you'll see that one at the end in the last picture with this one as well. So that's just another couple of ideas, and hopefully it'll not take me as long to be back with the next video. In the meantime, if you want to subscribe to my channel, you can keep up to date with all the other bits and pieces that I'm doing. I do have quite a few other videos on there, and I do have several to edit at the moment, and I will try to keep this one going again and add some more on. So thanks again for watching. Bye. I've just popped back for a second or two because I've actually finished the card now. I've added some of the flowers that I had left, and that's the two cards. But it just occurred to me after I went off there that I should really add a link to my Pinterest page that's called My Tutorials, and that will take you to all the different tutorials that I have on my blog. There's lots and lots there, different shapes of cards, all sorts of stuff, and I've probably never mentioned that before on my YouTube channel, so I'll put the link down below and you can maybe check that out if you're interested too. So bye.